Alright, what is up, you guys? I'm here with the Best of Raw and Smackdown 2015. And next week we're getting the Best of Raw and Smackdown Live 2017. So I figured, why not go back and do all these? So, 2016 I already did. It's on my channel. But here we have the Best of Raw and Smackdown 2015. You have Seth Rollins as the champion here. You have Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Neville. And then this was like in the stages of the Divas Revolution, or Women's Revolution now. You have John Cena with the U.S. title, New Day, and then Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt. So, decent artwork. It's very bright. It's a very bright cover. It's interesting. So, I'll show you the spine. I always like these. I always like these better than the pay-per-view matches. Because, for those, you get them all on DVD themselves. But this one, obviously, you don't get Raw and SmackDown DVD releases very often. So, it's cool to have this, kind of like different highlights of the year. But this one has a total runtime of 8.5 hours. So that's an improvement. You have Kevin Owens and John Cena there. You have Sting and Randy Orton, the Dudleys when they returned. And then you have The Undertaker and Sami Zayn. So, let's get right in here. So, just some, different artwork here. You have the Dudleys in the table spot. You have John Cena and Cesaro, Brock and Michael Cole, then Daniel Bryan and Kane, and Big Show in the background. And you just have your basic red and blue theme here. And this one, we actually get the match listing on the side, which I prefer. It's a lot easier to read for these. And pretty cool disc artwork. But when you take all the discs out, you have a very cool shot of the entire arena. And then Brock Lesnar there. So, very cool artwork on this one. I think this one probably is the best artwork out of any of them. Alright, so, as for your listing, you get a lot here. 8.5 hours worth. So we have, different chapters here. This one does not go through the different months, like the other ones have, and the kind of the newer ones have done. But we have, just different segments, interviews, different, just, kind of going through. Oh, it does go through the months, yeah. January, February, April, March. Yeah, alright, cool. Alright, so from January 5th, we have Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt, Daniel Bryan and Kane, Ryback versus Rusev. And you get the January highlights. You have Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins from 2015. Another February one. And then Sting saves Randy Orton segment. Dean Ambrose versus Stardust versus R-Truth versus Luke Harper versus Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler. You have Nikki Bella versus Paige. AJ Lee and Paige call out the Bella Twins. Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar, Raw match. Neville versus Curtis Axel. You have your March review. And then 1 April segment. John Cena and Daniel Bryan versus Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. Disc 2, we have Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. John Cena versus Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens sends a message to John Cena. 6-man tag match from Smackdown. John Cena versus Cesaro. The Divas Revolution begins. Paige versus Sasha Banks. Phenom versus The Beast, July review. Brock Lesnar's homecoming. And then 8-man tag match on SmackDown. You have the New Day versus the Lucha Dragons, which then ends with, of course, the Dudleys returning in Brooklyn. Then you have Seth Rollins unveiling an iconic image. Of course, the Sting segment. You have John Cena and Sting versus Seth Rollins and Big Show. Kevin Owens and Ryback. Prince Pretty invades Miz TV. You have number one contenders fatal four-way match: Roman Reigns, Dolph Ziggler, Del Rio, and Kevin Owens. Cesaro versus Sheamus, Ryback versus Kalisto, Charlotte versus Paige, and a 7-on-4 handicap match on Raw. Revenge of the Brothers of Destruction, and that's November. So no December, of course. I mean, that's nothing new at this point. That's how it always is. But, you know, it's a pretty good listing. So, you know, definitely get this one. You know, it's different than the best pay-per-view matches because those are already released. This is, you know, mostly new stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think. This has been the DVD Freak. Peace out.